What's up, guys? We are past the pop culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host here, Mr. Fen.
Yo.
And today we got a lot of news going on. We're gonna give our Black Adam review, talk about a little bit of the future of DC because there has been a shakeup with some news surrounding James Gunn and Peter Safran. And of course, we're gonna go into spoiler territory. So if you haven't seen it, I
Big
recommend.
spoilers.
Yeah, big spoilers. I recommend watch the movie. It'll be a good movie. It's good. That's our like non-spoiler review. It's a good movie. It works. But what it's gonna build for the rest of the DC universe, for the rest of I don't know, I guess for the next couple movies now that we're gonna probably get, you kind of need to watch it. So we're also gonna talk about Ant-Man trailer that kind of dropped like a couple days ago. So we're gonna just talk about that real quick before we just pretty much make this like a whole DC episode essentially.
Finally.
But yeah, so because we finally have enough DC news to actually make it a full episode. So yeah, so first things first, Ant-Man trailer. What do you think, Fen? What's your decision on it?
Uh, it's pretty interesting. They're going to the quantum realm or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure, but I think that his daughter made something, right? And then they go in, and then
yeah.
Kang's there for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise. Well, I mean, though it's cool that we can finally see Kang, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here."
Have you seen his like workout thing, dude? And he just looks absolutely jacked. Have you seen
Yeah,
that?
isn't he's the same actor in Creed 3, right? I don't know if you saw that trailer at the movies.
No, no, I haven't seen that trailer, so I
Oh,
wouldn't know.
he's
He's a big
he's a
boy,
beefcake. Yeah, he's a beefcake.
and yeah, I like that. Yeah, he's taking the role seriously here.
No,
Yeah, I was like, dude, those pecs, man, bigger than
like
my
you can beat
face.
me up anytime, sir.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
all I'm saying. Woo.
But Ant-Man trailer, yeah, in total, I was just kind of like, okay, cool, we're gonna get something new. That's kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
Of course, you do have that Marvel style of comedy that they made sure to put that in the trailer, like, haha, we're still funny. And
I don't know, man.
that was pretty much it. They're just like, oh, hey, I'm Ant-Man. Remember me? Okay, quantum
That's
realm
literally
time.
isn't that the intro of the
And then
trailer?
it's
It's
like,
like, hey guys, I'm Ant-Man.
yeah,
Remember?
literally, that's what it is. It's like, hey
High
guys, remember
five.
me? And then they go, and then you see Kang there, and you're like, hey, buddy, what you doing here? What's this about? And then it just cuts to black essentially. Yeah,
Yep.
it seems like they said in the trailer though, Kang's gonna need his help. Aang, whoa, Ant-Man
Oh, Ant-Man.
is gonna sorry, yeah. Woo. Um Ant-Man is gonna need to kind of make some decisions here. It seems like he's probably gonna have a little bit of a bigger role. It's probably gonna backfire if we know Ant-Man. But yeah, overall I think it was a decent enough trailer. Didn't show too much, didn't show too little. Um I think it was just right
Hmm.
outside of the stupid comedy they always like to do. Yeah, I mean we'll be waiting for it. February, right?
It's February 23rd.
Is it 23rd?
One of those
Okay.
days. Doesn't matter. February.
16th, 23rd. It's like in the second to third week of February. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Now I do have a question though,
Yeah.
because you've seen Loki, right?
Yeah.
And that's Kang, right? Whatever.
Yeah. The Conqueror.
So is that the same one as the one in Ant-Man?
Remember, there's like a multiverse, like split thing. Remember, he was the one singular one, and then if he got
Okay.
killed, all the other ones from the multiverse would be released and stuff like that, and it's gonna cause all these
Oh.
troubles. So now we're gonna see like the after effects of
Mhm.
Loki and like everything that's been building up.
Alright.
I want him to be menacing, man. Like it'll be sick. I don't. I just. I hope he's not a pushover. Because the way they did it on Loki, he seemed pretty powerful. I mean, he was dodging all the attacks and everything. So
Yeah.
I just want to see him just standing there and just like, smacking everyone
Smacking
around.
Ant-Man.
I'm just
I
like,
would I would be okay with that. It looks like
So
a cool movie at least.
yeah, it does look pretty cool. So I'm hoping that it's good. Now, put Ant-Man out of the way. Uh, we got the Black Adam, our
It's
Black Adam
here.
review.
Finally.
Okay, so Fen, you actually rated this pretty high.
Yes. I gave it a 9.5, 10. Actually, pretty much everyone in our household gave it that rating.
Hmm.
And like I called it a few, throughout the whole year of every DC talk we've had on this podcast, I was right. It's a good movie. And now the future of DC is, I believe, in good hands.
Yep,
There
yep.
you go.
Now with that enters our spoilers
Yeah, so
territory.
yeah.
Anybody who hasn't left yet, please make sure go watch the movie, come back,
Yeah.
and we'll discuss. So, Black Adam, my personal thing is like it's a 7.5. I would say. I would say a
Hmm.
solid 7.5. There's a few things lacking for me here and there, but honestly, the action was good, and that's like 90% of the movie. It's just
Hmm.
the action is good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's like a particular fight that I was like lacking, where I
Hmm.
thought it was kind of boring or I wasn't paying attention to. It was just kind of refreshing, almost in a way where uh just the fighting just felt impactful, I think, just in
Yeah.
general. Just for whatever reason, like the punches and the kicks and like the explosions and like just ripping people apart. It felt there was like a crunch to it. There was like a certain like impact to it, and I think it helped.
Hmm.
I'm just glad the CGI wasn't like that of She-Hulk, man, because this movie would have really
That
tanked.
movie, if Black Adam had that CGI, man, that would be
Yeah, so it seems like they
yikes.
actually took the time to have some decent CGI, especially because I know DC's kind of had some trouble with that before. But I mean, who hasn't? Marvel, everyone complains, right, with Marvel.
Hmm.
So the CGI I thought was pretty good. I think in terms of effects, I think was really good. I think yeah. So action effects were good. The music choice at times I thought was questionable. Uh,
Yeah, I
I
could
don't
see
know. I
that.
just didn't really feel like the music choices they made were that great. Uh, I just thought they're kind of more like off-putting. Also, I just I don't know how to word it. I don't like
Uh-oh.
it when they have the kid try to be a superhero. Like, oh, the kid is like a hero in his own way because he's like telling the
You know
hero
what that
like,
reminded me
hey,
of? Are you talking about the scene where he does like the triangle thing I'm doing on camera,
yeah,
and then he like
or
raises the spirits of everybody? That literally reminded me of Arrow when he hopped on the car and he's like, "We could do this, team!" to like the whole city.
yeah,
That was a
and
little triggering for me.
he's like the power of friendship. I don't like the
Yeah,
power of friendship sometimes, the way they did
this
like
isn't Marvel.
for this kind of movie, the power of friendship just doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Because you have the Rock, just this behemoth of a man just ripping like skeletons apart, and then you
Yeah.
just have the kid going, "Yeah, I can beat them back," and then it's just like it's kind of annoying, and I hate that when they add that into movies. It's the same criticism that I had for Thor Ragnarok,
Hmm.
or not Ragnarok.
Love and
Which one was
Thunder.
the last one?
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Sorry, yeah, Love and Thunder, where they had all the kids going like, "We can do it," and they all had their own powers and the power of friendship, and they beat back the monsters. That I hate that so much. And then it's like I'm not saying you can't have it. I'm just saying like the way they do it 90% of the times is so lazy, and it's
It's
such like
cringe.
yeah, it's cringe as like as an adult. As a kid, you don't really care because you're self-inserting as that kid. So it's like, oh, I'm like that kid, and that's what you're doing. So the kids don't care. But as like an adult, you have to realize like how cringe it is. Like for the mother to allow the son to be around all these gods and like demons and stuff, and they're like, yeah, but he has the power of friendship. We have to get him back. And it's just like
Uh,
it kind of felt like, come on, dude. Like that's my main
Yikes.
criticism about it. It's just like I think it would have been a better movie if they didn't have the mom and the kid. To be honest,
Oh.
I didn't like them. I don't think they added
Hmm.
like
I might be able to agree to that.
I think the mom was necessary up until like just reviving Black Adam.
Right.
Then I would have been like, oh okay, that's fine. But I don't know. It just and like just some of that stuff. I mean, but Doctor Fate was pretty much like all I needed, man, because that was pretty sick. All right.
Yeah, he was chef's kiss.
Yeah. Again, spoilers, right? So when they kill him off, I was pretty upset. And I was like, but my Dr. Fate,
I mean,
I was like, I just was like, I was kind of upset about that. That's not, I'm not knocking it against the movie at all, but
mhm.
personally, I was like, oh no, we finally got him, and then he's gone. I was so hyped when he started doing the like actual like magic, and when he did like the
Yeah.
symbol and stuff like that. I was like, he's doing it, he's doing the thing, and
Like
then
he even did like his hands perfectly and everything. I was like the
yeah, and I was
attention to
like, he's
detail at
doing the
least.
thing,
Woo.
doing the thing, and then I was like,
Injustice
nice.
vibes.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. Hawkman, Beefcake as well.
Yep.
I
I
think
liked him
he
as
had.
a leader.
I liked him as a leader. I think he was really good, really solid.
Hmm.
I can see a solo movie for him personally. I really liked his
Ooh.
character.
Okay.
Uh, Doctor Fate solo movie would have been nice, but we're not getting that. But it felt like outside of Hawkman and Doctor Fate, uh, Atom Smasher and Cyclone was like
Uh,
kind
Big
of lame.
Deadpool.
Yeah, that was yeah, like it kind of. I just they didn't need to be there. You could have totally removed them from the entire
Hmm.
movie. Wouldn't have
Hmm.
mattered. Wouldn't have mattered. They didn't do much. They didn't
I
do
mean,
anything.
they're just there, to show off the CGI. Because at least Cyclone looked really cool.
Cyclone
That's
cool,
that's
and
about it.
I did like her character.
Hmm.
But just Atom Smasher just was like kind of just lame all around. Like it was just like I don't know. I didn't feel like he didn't really have much character outside of trying to be comedic relief, which it felt forced 90% of the time.
Yeah,
It
he's
was just
awkward, but I
yeah,
think
and
that's the point,
well,
right?
he's supposed to be awkward, but
Hmm.
there's like it's awkward delivery, but it's not charming. It just kind of was like you
Hmm.
just don't know how to be funny, and like
You
it
know,
was
I
kind
think
of
with those two specifically, I think they're just like lore. Like, hey, this is the world. Let's put these two in because, like, spoilers, obviously. Cyclone, she
Red
mentioned
Tornado.
yeah. So it's like maybe that's why. Like, maybe they didn't have to be like the best of characters, but it's like, hey, here's some behind the scenes lore that might be important later. So let's introduce them
Yeah,
now, real quick, maybe.
but then I feel like at that point, just have Red Tornado himself show up. I would have been so
Hmm.
sick, dude. Um,
But see, he's a big character. I don't think
you don't think they would just waste him on that? I don't
No,
know.
like, cause
That's
like
fair.
imagine a Doctor, like a huge character, like huge, like Doctor Fate and Hawkman, and then Red Tornado. That's a hard, to make a movie with
So they had to
some
be
head
some B
honchos.
team characters in
I
there.
think so. That's what I think.
I don't know.
Cause
I
now,
just
cause now we know those things exist in the world. Cause we've never known that
yeah.
till now.
Yeah, I can see that, but yeah, it just felt like I wish they would have used them a bit better, a bit more, made them
Hmm.
more developed characters.
Hmm.
Uh, but overall, I think it was good. Storyline at times was kind of like a little iffy for me. Like I was kind of getting
Yeah.
like, okay, where's this going? Where's this going? And it caught back up to like the main message of just enough.
Hmm.
Seemed some things seemed a little convoluted, unnecessary, just kind of in between here and there. But honestly, for the most part, it sufficed. The story sufficed. So that's why I give it kind of like
Yeah.
that 7.5. Action alone is more like 8.5.
Hmm.
Most things across the board are probably around 8.5. Just the story, the music was kind of weird. Some of the comedy and stuff, some of the characters kind of cringe. So it's like that's why I kind of give it that 7.5, almost 8 in some regards. But overall, I think most people are going to enjoy the movie. Most people are going to enjoy the movie. I think Rotten
Yes.
Tomatoes is pretty
So,
good.
oh my gosh, Rotten
It's not
Tomatoes has it
a
at
40%
50%.
or
Is it 40
50%.
now?
I don't remember. You have to look that one up. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like between 40 and 50%. What did IGN give it? I
Gave it
can't
like a
remember.
6,
They gave it a
which is
6.
lower than the original Suicide Squad and lower
Yeah.
than She-Hulk.
So,
But I mean, they
know,
also gave the not a tangent, but Modern Warfare 2 campaign, they gave that a 6, which is lower than Vanguard. So it's like not to
they just didn't pay them
shoot some
enough.
shots.
They just didn't pay
Well,
them. They
DC
didn't
doesn't
pay
pay
them
the
off.
critics.
Yeah, DC
But
didn't
see,
pay them off,
I wanna
so
I
that's
wanna
probably why.
mention my brother-in-law Robbie because I liked his joke rating, but also serious.
Mhm,
He gave the action a 9 out of 10. The story 6 out of 10, which I do kind of agree. The story was like not the best.
mhm.
And then the villains are 4 out of 10, which I also agree. And then this is my favorite part. He said DC making characters cooler than they should be. Aquaman and Hawkman, 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, that was really good. I was saying because Hawkman was like he was sick. It's like he was tough. He was cool. He wasn't
Like
some like idiot
he
dude.
felt like a really bamf leader.
Yeah, like because sometimes it's like they have the leader and they're like, "Let's go, guys," and it's just like, "Okay, cool," and then they're just going around. But he
Hmm.
felt like, "No, I'm team leader. We're gonna do this." But he
Yeah,
wasn't too. He was strong-willed and strong-headed, but like he could take criticism,
yeah,
and like, okay, well, we'll come up with a new plan or something.
yeah. I mean,
But
he
like,
also wanted to fight Black Adam just because, in the house. So it's like
yeah,
we're not done yet. That's like, all right, buddy. I respect you. I respect
yeah,
you.
maybe, yeah, maybe it's just the testosterone flowing. That's
Yeah,
why. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good accurate assessment. But I don't know. I think is this movie better than some of the garbage that Marvel's been putting out? Yeah, definitely.
by far.
If this is the baseline DC, I don't. I think DC needs to get a little bit better. I think they just
Hmm.
kind of need to remix the formula, kind of really buckle down on what they want to do and be.
Hmm.
I think yeah, like they can enhance the formula here, and then definitely they'll be on par with Marvel. Uh, I just don't really. I well, okay. Let's go into the next thing, right? Because
Yeah, I was
I was
like,
just gonna
oh, I
say
see where you're trying to tie in.
well, I don't really know what is 100% the future because, of
Hmm.
course, we've been talking about, if you go back many podcast episodes ago, we've been talking about how DC's having this shakeup, right? They're getting rid of their CEOs and stuff like that. Things are being sold off. Bat Batgirl is
Canceled.
canceled. Flash has been up in the air, right? But The Rock is making it happen with this movie, right? He tried really hard. And of course, again, this has all been spoilers, so we're getting here to the point. I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about this now, right? Henry Cavill coming back as
Yep.
Superman, right? Which is huge,
Hmm.
absolutely huge.
Massive.
Um, yes, and so now we have two Titans, of course, right?
Hmm.
Uh, we have Shazam, which it's coming out. I can't even remember when it's coming out. We still have Flash in the air,
Yeah.
and we still have what was the Aquaman coming out, Aquaman 2, right?
Oh shoot.
So
Yeah, that's right. Kind of
we
forgot
still
about that.
have some of these things to go through, but we're kind of getting to that evolution now because Henry Cavill's back. The Rock is trying to bring things together, and then literally just dropped like right now. You guys, you were telling me, Fen,
Like
is
an hour ago.
that yeah from when
Yeah.
we were recording this. So James Gunn, right? Peter Safran are gonna be co-CEOs.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right? Of the DC
DC.
universe
Hmm.
of DC, getting the DC movies all together. They're gonna be the main head honchos. They're gonna kind of decide everything. They're essentially gonna be Kevin Feige for DC. So that's interesting to me. Uh,
I think that's also huge.
I think yeah, that is huge. I think you have The Rock, his star power. You have Henry Cavill, star
Hmm.
power, right? James Gunn, right? Like everyone wants to go see a James Gunn movie. I think Marvel made the mistake of
They let
axing
him go.
James
Yeah.
Gunn, and so regardless of whatever you think of James Gunn, he is a very popular writer and director, and
Hmm.
so they axed him. Now DC got him back. James Gunn, I think, is gonna be doing like one or two more projects for Marvel, from what I understand, if I remember
Well,
correctly.
he's doing the Guardians of the Galaxy special next month,
Yeah, I think
and I
he's,
think
but
one more.
basically, he's just gonna be working for DC now,
Hmm.
and so especially after this news, and he seems to be pretty excited. So, what do we think is gonna happen now? We still
This
got
is what
Joker
I.
2,
Yeah. So
right?
in the article it says Joker 2 is not going to be under their studio, and
Mm-hmm.
it may be the same thing for Matt Reeves' The Batman, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine. Those movies are exceptional without him. Fine. But see,
Yeah.
in terms of everything else, because James Gunn, already made what's the movie called? Suicide Squad,
Well, he
and
made
then
Suicide Squad, Peacemaker.
there you go, Peacemaker, and those were really really good.
Mhm.
Like those were dark. I mean, not dark, but they were pretty rated R, which I think DC should go that route, in my opinion.
I think I can
And
see like because we also got Blue Beetle, right?
yeah, that's true.
So that's of course they're not handling any of that. So I don't know how all these are going to kind of branch out if they're one
Hmm.
collected universe, one single universe, or if they're going to be kind of like different alternate ones. I'm fine with like the Joker and the Batman kind of being like their own things.
Yeah.
And then we can have because is Ben Affleck pretty much out for sure? Like 100%. He ain't coming back. No
No.
news, no
So
nothing.
he's in Aquaman too.
Okay,
Remember that? Because remember the people saw
that's
him in an
right.
accident.
That's right. That's right. So
I mean,
I don't know. I'm trying to
I
piece it
think
together, like as we're
so.
talking
Yeah,
about
but
it.
so this is what I'm thinking. The original people who are now fired, and like after the merger and everything, I think they're starting to backtrack.
Hmm.
Because remember, they wanted to get rid of Henry Cavill, which they did, and redo Superman, which they wanted to. And now he's
Hmm.
back. So does that mean Michael B. Jordan is officially out of Superman? Which
Yeah, because they
I guess
announced
because he was supposed to, yeah, he was supposed to be the next Superman, right?
yes.
Essentially.
Which,
So
if we want to do a multiverses, I'm fine. And we're
yeah,
doing like, oh, he's on Earth, whatever, whatever, and
yeah.
then he's doing his own thing, and then I'm fine. Like, there's multiple Supermen, right? So
Hmm.
it's totally fine to do something like that, alternate. I'm totally down with like what ifs, right? Uh, DC has always done them.
Hmm.
Uh, alternate, well, what if, Superman was, crash landed in the Soviet Union, right? Like those kind of stories are always been
That
super
was sick.
popular. And
Hmm.
yeah, so it's like we could be getting those kind of versions, and I think that'd be really cool to bring that to the big screen.
Yep.
So I don't know if their plan is just to be like, hey, this is main focus. We're only building the one single timeline or storyline. But then, like, where does that place Joker 2 and the Batman? So I
Hmm.
don't know if long-winded, but I don't know if Michael B. Jordan Superman's 100% out. That's the thing.
I don't think so either, because he could be Earth whatever.
Yeah.
And I actually I won't mind if they go that route and then somehow they
Mhm.
just blend together into one shared universe. Because like now that the Rock's pretty much bringing the gang back together and James
Yeah.
Gunn's here now, because James Gunn and I don't know how to say his last name, but Peter Safran, whatever, they're pretty creative. And like James Gunn now already has a movie and a show, and I feel like he would probably most likely talk to The Rock and be like, "What's your vision?" Because you did say you wanted to shake up, the future of DC. So
Mhm.
maybe it's time to start having the stars align. And like, if that means they bring back Ben Affleck, or I mean, don't bring back Ezra Miller, of course, but like, I think DC might be hopefully a lot better. Because James Gunn's also going to be in charge of like the animation stuff.
Mhm.
So DC is like completely going to be reworked. I mean, maybe I don't know if it's possible, but can he even bring back like Batgirl, or is that just
I think that one's just kind of gone.
like there's no way they can just get it
Because I
back, right?
think
I'm
I think
assuming.
they counted it as a loss, right? And so for like the
Uh-huh.
taxes, they can't do it. I remember one of our cousin Chris was telling us about that, so we'd have to ask him again because he was saying something about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, because I'm trying to think, because we have Shazam, right? Eventually there has to be, and of course Henry Cavill, right, back as
Hmm.
Superman. So there has to be some Black Adam versus Superman style movie that's going to happen, right? I mean,
That would I
I
would
don't.
literally
I don't
cream my
think they're dumb
undies.
enough. Like, yeah, like I don't know why. Like, they wouldn't introduce that,
Oh
right?
my
So
gosh.
that's going to be a central movie, right?
Yeah.
That may become a sort of Justice League movie, to some degree.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know, because it could be either like a Man of Steel 2, Superman versus Black Adam.
Well,
Because
because they already said, or there's already a rumor that Man of Steel 2 is already being talked about. So
yeah.
there's that, and I
So
don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know like how everything's gonna line up, because I would it would make sense for me just to be like, oh, okay, let's make this the next Superman movie. I don't really see it being the Shazam movie, just mainly because of tone wise for the first movie and what it seems like we're setting up for the second movie tone wise. To
Yeah.
go into this like darker, you know, man versus man, will break movie. Like
Hmm.
I don't really see it working out. So it's either would be like a Justice League or like a Superman, Man of Steel movie
Right.
or something like that. So then, of course, so we're getting Aquaman 2, we got Shazam 2. Blue Beetle, I don't know how this is gonna fit. It's probably gonna be more on like a side thing.
Hmm.
Uh, I would like to see, because we do know for Batman there is the existence of the other Robins, right? Uh,
Correct.
so Batgirl's scrapped. I don't even know if we're gonna be able to use any of the characters or nothing, right? I'm assuming we're just not gonna be able to use anybody, none of the actors that were signed on for it,
Oh,
none of the characters for some
that
time.
sucks.
So I don't think like a Bat Family movie or something will happen. So then I'm thinking, because you had Amanda Waller, right? Talking
Hmm.
about, oh, I can call people off world to pull in favor some people off world to fight you, right?
Yeah.
So then off world can
Mm.
mean anything, right? It can be Green Lantern, it can be Martian
Marshman.
Manhunter,
Yeah.
literally anybody. Like I don't want to go naming everything because then it's
I'm
just
glad
gonna
you
be
mentioned that.
anybody and
Yeah.
everyone. But like, so because yeah, like we were supposed to get that Green Lantern movie,
Hmm.
and then Martian Manhunter. Remember with the Snyder cut,
Yeah.
he was supposed to be in there
Spoilers.
and be a big part. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's been out for a while, right? So then are we it's like, and then yeah, like with the Snyder cut, now that I just brought it up, like are we reinstating the Snyderverse? Like, because I don't know if
Ooh.
he wants to come back or doesn't, or
But see,
what James
now
Gunn's
that you
vision.
mention that, The Rock has already acknowledged Zack Snyder and says that his vision for DC was almost in line with The Rock's.
Hmm.
So
So
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say it again. I'm gonna say this now because I called it a long time ago. I think The Rock still has the power to bring back either Zack Snyder
Hmm.
or just kind of like maybe be a co-director or creative, whatever.
Like
And then he's
producer or
gonna,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna start bringing back. Hey, Green Lantern, I'm sorry you got snubbed. Let's make you important. Martian Manhunter, come on board. Cyborg, come here.
Yeah,
Like
Cyborg, we were supposed to get him. We never
yeah,
got the good movie, or not never got a good movie for him or anything. We never got any movie at all, actually.
yeah, that's
So
weird.
I don't
I
I don't
see.
know what's like, because it is hard, because it's like we are gonna have some kind of different visions like clash here, right? So it's like you're gonna have James
Exactly.
Gunn.
Yeah.
I think pretty much what James Gunn's gonna do is he's gonna make the goofier side of DC. I think that's what he's
Hmm.
gonna do. Snyder's gonna do more of the serious. If he
Yeah.
comes back, he'll do his version of the Snyderverse. He'll keep continuing doing the Justice League movie. He'll keep kind of adding on into that. Matt Reeves and the rest of them are just going to be Joker, Blue Beetle, and like Batman are kind of like in their own separate thing, kind of on the side. I think that's essentially like things are going to kind of fractured off and kind of sectioned off. Like,
Hmm.
so like I think kind of like the James Gunn is going to be kind of like the main universe, and like kind of like mixed in with the Snyderverse, depending on what's going to happen. But uh I like because where Suicide Squad and all that stuff kind of lands, like they can kind of be their own self-contained story for the most
Hmm.
part, and we don't really have to worry about like, well, what about bringing in, Batman? Because of course we had at the end of Peacemaker, right? We
Hmm.
had the Justice League show up, so it is in canon with the rest of these characters, so it'd be technically within the Snyderverse. So I think we're gonna have like finally like one continuous timeline with like these offshoots, because we're supposed to get a Constantine movie as well,
Yep.
right?
With
Keanu
what's his name?
Keanu Reeves is coming back
Yeah.
for that. I don't remember the director, but I think it's the same one. So I'm not sure if this is again going to be kind of like the Batman situation, where it's kind of like a side offshoot. We're
Hmm.
supposed to get some sort of Justice League Dark thing going on too. So with all that being said, it is going to be kind of like a weird timeline. I hopefully they announce some sort of, hey, this movie is going to be made, and this one, and this one, and this one, because we still have the Flash. The Flash, I think now is just going to get axed,
You
because
think so?
that's supposed to like reset everything, and I don't know if they want to reset. If they reset, if they decide to reset, I think it'll be a soft reboot.
Just like
I
maybe
think
like it's the same timeline, but he just goes back, right, or something.
it goes back and then it's like, it's a different Flash or something like that, and they get
Hmm.
rid of Urza Miller or something like that. Uh, I don't really see it progressing with
I
Urza
mean,
Miller.
would it be too far fetched or like out of the world? But like, what if Flashpoint is gonna be just like something completely different than like what we know of Flashpoint?
That's true.
Because I googled if The Rock's ever worked with James Gunn before, and I guess they're already. So The Rock's already pretty much says like, yeah, we're already working on what's next with each other, and then he's
Mhm.
also hinting at a Peacemaker crossover and a Hawkman potential spin-off series. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know because if we're getting a lot of stuff, so I don't know. I mean, they could be sticking with Urza Miller. I don't think they should stick with that.
they can't. That's
It'd be very interesting they do. There have been rumors of potentially recasting him, but he's gonna be he's doing like the reshoots and stuff like that still.
yeah.
So hopefully it's kind of like a quick passing of the torch kind of thing. Uh, because I don't know. It's just
I think that's
it'd be
what,
kind of
yeah, they have
difficult
to
to
do
keep him
that.
in because and it's
End of the movie, he has to be like, here's the new Flash. See you guys later.
yeah, it's like he just pulls them from another universe and it's like,
Yeah.
here's your guys' Flash. Like, I don't know, but it is going to be interesting because in the next few years, we are probably going to be able to see the vision a little bit better because
Yeah.
this literally just happened. So they're all like still scrambling.
Yeah. Because
They're
they're
still,
like, wait, Black Adam was good. So now they're like,
yeah, and I think like
he
like
was
like
right.
what you were saying was like Black Adam's gonna be very important. It's gonna decide whether or not the DC universe stays or goes
Yeah.
as is. But yeah, I mean, as long as they're all collaborating on getting things done, right? Like I'm excited to see another Batman, another Joker, right? Like
Maybe
it's
I'm
gonna be
Dr.
very
Fate and
interesting.
I know the future.
Yes.
It's kind of weird how,
So
not to toot my own horn, but in
yeah,
terms
we've
of
been able
DC,
to
I've
kind
been
of
pretty
call it.
spot on.
We've been able to call it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'd be kind of interested to see what you guys say. What out there listening, like, what do you guys think is gonna happen? Like,
I'm
is it
excited.
just is it still gonna fall apart? What movies are you excited for? Like, let us know your thoughts. On if you're on YouTube, drop a comment while you're down there. Like and subscribe.
That's right.
But
Unless you're a Marvel fan. Oh, wait, no.
90% of viewers leave.
I'm just kidding. I love Marvel.
Yeah,
She-Hulk.
no, but
Woo.
yeah. So there is a big shakeup, and I hopefully, finally we'll get the DC universe we deserve. But
Amen.
that's a hope and dream out there. That's a Hail Mary.
I have
Maybe
high
not so
hopes. I'm
much.
sorry.
Not so much, I guess, anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, got really nothing else to say on this. Trying to put things together. Like, well, we got this and we got that and we got this. And it's like, let's see
Yeah,
what they're
because
gonna
this
come
literally
out
just
with.
happened like today, so we're kind of just
I
scrambling
give
with the
it,
news.
yeah, like we're just shooting into the wind to be kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
well, like, what do we think is gonna happen? But I do think in about 6 months to a year, we're gonna get an official timeline with things already in production,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like another DC fandom will happen, and then they're gonna announce all
Ooh.
these things, and
Okay.
then that's probably when we'll know. That's my guess. They have to come up with a timeline now, especially to stay competitive with Marvel. But the thing is, again, Marvel's kind of waning a little bit. They're not all the
Yeah,
projects have
they're
been well
changing everything.
received. Things are kind of going down.
Mm,
They themselves have had to delay pretty much everything. So
yep.
now, if DC is smart, they get everything pumped out correctly and on time, they can kind of be competitive again. And what I like is that they'll force Marvel
Nice.
to actually not be lazy and start
That's
producing
right.
good content.
No
But it
more
can't be,
comedy.
yeah. So I really hope that something that DC will like focus on is just not trying to be Marvel, not trying to be
I
funny.
mean, again, The Rock literally said, "We're not going to be Marvel. We're going to be our own thing."
Yeah, but in Black Adam, they did kind of emulate some of that Marvel comedy, and I just wish they don't have to axe it completely. You can have comedy and still be funny because you do need light and dark moments, but it's like they gotta focus on being their own thing, and especially since they have James Gunn now, right? Who
Hmm.
literally formed Marvel's comedy, which it was good, and then they gave it to other people, and then it became bad, right? Like, but
Yeah.
like James Gunn can
He
create
can
its
pull it
own
off.
unique. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can do that, right? Because that's what he did with Suicide Squad, with Peacemaker, right?
Well,
It's his
it's
own style of
because it's
comedy.
organic. It's not forced. Like I feel like
Yeah.
all Marvel comedy, they write around the jokes instead of the
I mean,
jokes being.
Thor literally did a "he's right behind me," right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's like, come on, dude. Like
But
it's such like
that's why I can't like the Black Adam comedy. That's why I kind of like actually liked it is because it wasn't. It didn't feel like, oh, pause the story. All right, do your joke. You know.
yeah. I think it just needs to get refined a bit and like kind of
Yeah.
make their own thing. Because I'm fine with DC being serious, right? Batman was serious. That was good. That was good.
Yes.
Joker,
Very
serious.
serious.
It
Man of
was good.
Steel.
You don't have to, yeah, like you don't have to put in a oh wow, I slipped on a banana, haha, kind of funny, don't you think, guys? Like that's essentially the Marvel's level of humor at this point. So again,
That's pretty funny, Ricky. Maybe you should be a
yes,
comedy
I
writer.
know, right? I should be writing at Marvel. What the kind of
Yeah.
junk they doing? I can just wipe my butt and then it'll come out better. So, anyway, so
I lost. That was pretty good.
if you enjoyed today's episode, we very much appreciate if you leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're listening on there. If you're listening to whatever your preferred pod, podcast listening platform, say that 5 times as fast. 5 stars. Leave a thumbs up, a hearts, however it works on there. We very much appreciate it if you'd show us some love. And if you want to listen to us live, just rant about things while we're playing video games or talking about whatever.
Yep.
We're live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out. We're live all the time, every week. So, yeah, I think that kind of ends it off here. Any closing
Peace.
statements besides IGN is wrong?
IGN's wrong per usual. Black
Yes,
Adam, 10 out
sir.
of 10.
All right.
Okay.